Welcome to the May 2026 committee meetings of Dubbo Regional Council. I advise that Council is now web streaming its standing committees and council meetings live to the internet, and as such, all those present should refrain from making any defamatory statements. Your attendance at this meeting is your acceptance of the condition that your image may be recorded and streamed to the internet, as well as being retained in the archive of the recorded council meetings and standing committee meetings. I now open the May 2026 Infrastructure Planning and Environment Committee meeting, the time being 5:34 p.m. Could I call upon Councillor Ryan, please, for the acknowledgement of country? Thank you.
Thanks, mate. I'd like to start by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land on which we meet, the Thubbagar people, the Wiradjuri Nation. Pay my respects to elders both past and present. Extend that respect to emerging Aboriginal people that will become our elders one day. And I'd also like to pay my respects to everyone and anyone who sits with us tonight, no matter your background, nationality, as we all come together and sit as one.
Thank you, Councillor Ryan. 1.1.2 Leave of absence for standing committees. I have a request for leave of absence from Councillor Matthew Dickerson. Can I have a councillor to move that, please? Councillor Chowdhury, and seconded by Councillor Richardson. Could governance please open the voting? Please close the voting. Oh, is it one? Oh, yeah, it's Dickerson. Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Yes. So now I declare the motion carried unanimously. (1.2) Conflicts of interest. Does anyone have any conflicts of interest to declare? As there are none, we will move on to the reports from staff. 1.4.1 Community Cleanup Fund Proposal. The next item is 1.4.1. Do I have a councillor to move the motion in the business paper? Moved by Councillor Chowdhury, seconded by Councillor Wells. Councillor Chowdhury, would you like to speak to your motion?
Just quickly say it's a really good initiative. I'm very passionate about Clean Up Australia Day. So this annual 15,000 fund will be really helpful, these community groups and the volunteers. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Chowdhury. Any further debate, councillors? There being none, could the governance please open the voting? Please close the voting. I declare the motion carried unanimously. Oh, sorry. Councillor Ivey, show of hand, yes. So that's a yes from Councillor Ivey. Thank you. Development activity summary. The next item is 1.4.2. Do I have a councillor to move the motion in the business paper? Councillor Wright, seconded by Councillor Cowley. Councillor Wright, would you like to speak to your motion?
No, I don't think so. Thanks, Mr. Chair.
Any further debate, councillors? Councillor Wells.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm just curious about, well, it's a good report, but the dwellings, we don't have a full report. I can't quite determine which one was which year. So is there any way that we can get clarity? It's probably there. I just can't see it. Of which, in terms of the graphs, which year is which, or actually I can see it now, so it doesn't matter.
Okay. So the question's answered. Yeah. Any further debate, councillors? Yes, thank you, Councillor Chowdhury.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. If I can get someone to a little bit clarify about this solar farm and battery storage in Gilgandra Road, North Double.
To the CEO or to the GM?
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and through to Mr. Jennings.
Through you, Mr. Chair, the development application for the solar farm and battery at Gilgandra Road, it's a 4.95 megawatt solar farm and an 11 megawatt hour battery, and also a data centre there as well as part of the actual development. In terms of determination and its pathway, relatively early days in the assessment process. However, this development application is one that will be considered by the Western Region Planning Panel there as well. But early days in the assessment process. I think public consultations probably not that far off coming to a conclusion as well, from my memory, Councillor Chowdhury.
Thank you, Mr. Jennings. Councillor Wells, another question?
Yes, thank you.
Right.
I'm just curious about the two service stations on the table, both at very close proximity. So my assumption is, are they just across the road from each other?
To the CEO?
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and through to Mr. Jennings.
Through you, Mr. Chair, one of the service stations is essentially a redevelopment of the Inland Petroleum service station opposite Thompson Street on the Mitchell Highway there as well. The other service station is back towards town on the Mitchell Highway, Victoria Street. It's on the corner just across the road from Western Plains Automotive. So I think it used to be a four-wheel drive sales place there back quite a few years ago now, but it's that site there on the corner as well. In respect to the Inland Petroleum application, we're working through with the proponent and Transport for New South Wales around highway access. So the proponent's very keen on obviously right in, right out. But there is a lot going to happen within a very close proximity to that service station, including proposals for lights on that Victoria Street and Thompson Street intersection in the future as well.
Councillor Ivey?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. A query about the status of the buggy application, the buggy, the number there at East Manority Road. I presume there's a report going to come to council on that, and that we will be considering that in a future council meeting. Is that right?
To the GM?
Yep. Thank you, Mr. Chair, and through to Mr. Jennings.
Through you, Mr. Chair, yes, I can confirm that the application to modify the development consent there for the application at East Manority Road, a report will come before council for consideration of that application. We're not quite at that stage yet. With my team is still working through the application and the submissions that we received as well during the exhibition process.
Thank you, Mr. Jennings. Again,
Just a follow-up question there.
Thank you, Councillor Ivey.
Obviously, there's been a lot of community comments on that, and it will be quite a contentious issue, I think, when it does come to council. So I'd just ask that when it does come to council, the report is very comprehensive. That gives us some really good information on which to make an informed decision. I mean, we've had a recently contentious one with the quarry and the Ponto Falls Road, and I think this particular application will dwarf that. So I think it's very important that council has become very well informed of the whole scope of the application. Thanks.
Thank you, Councillor Ivey. Councillor Toynan.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm just looking at the tables here. The development at 13L Narromine Road is listed as $15 million in value, but council will be the consent authority to that. And we look down the next page, the solar farm and battery storage on 15R Old Gilgandra Road is only $8 million in value, and yet the consent authority is the Western Region Planning Panel. Is there a reason that it's not the council for that one?
To you, General Manager.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and through to Mr. Jennings.
Through you, Mr. Chair, with the solar farm and battery storage on Old Gilgandra Road, with that application, it does meet the threshold that's in a state policy in respect of its consideration by the Western Planning Panel. In terms of that value, it's basically state government driven rule in that respect.
Again, Councillor Toynton, yes?
Yep, so just following on from that, do we have that information available to us, what that ruling is that says that we can't be the consent authority for something of such a low value?
To the GM.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and through to Mr. Jennings.
I can send that out in Hot Topics this week as well. Sorry, through you, Mr. Chair.
Any further debate, councillors? Okay. I was going to ask a quick question, if I may, as the chair. How does that work? So my question on one of those was the one at the bottom of the first table, 71A Tamworth Street. Just wondering, it says place of public worship. Any more details on that one? Thank you, Mr. GM.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and through to Mr. Jennings.
Through you, Mr. Chair, that application, and I haven't got the actual details here in front of me, but my memory is that it is an existing place of public worship on the corner of Tamworth Street and Fitzroy Street, and it's ancillary accommodation as per what's in the description.
Thank you. And I might grab another question. Thank you, General Manager. With the solar farm and battery storage, as Councillor Toynton was alluding to, that's interesting that it's under the 30 million threshold, but still Western Region, and therefore a state interest. Do we have, as council, have any input into that process? Thank you. To the General Manager.
Thank you, and through you, Mr. Chair, to Mr. Jennings.
Through you, Mr. Chair, the development application is a local development application, so that means it's being lodged with council for consideration. The only difference is that obviously the consent authority isn't council, it's the Western Region Planning Panel. It's not state significant development, so that's where the $30 million threshold comes in for those types of projects.
So just to repeat, thank you, Mr. Jennings, through you, the General Manager. Do we have any input as council to that final determination at all?
Through you, Mr. Chair, to Mr. Jennings.
Through you, Mr. Chair, basically the guidance around the operation of the Western Region Planning Panel, if a application is basically listed with the Planning Panel as the consent authority, the guidance is that in terms of consideration by council, that's not required. However, I'm happy to also provide that guidance in Hot Topics as well this week.
Thank you, Mr. Jennings. Councillors, are there any further debate on this particular motion? No? So back to the original mover, which was Councillor Wright, I think. Is that? No, yes. Did you wish to have a right of reply to any of that?
No, I'm fine. Thanks, Mr. Chair.
Okay. So thank you, Councillor Wright. Could we therefore open the voting to cast our votes? Thank you. Councillor Ryan, that's all right. And yes, Councillor Ivy's put his hand up. So I declare that carried unanimously. Yes, so thank you, councillors. Just wanted to thank the gallery too for coming. Just noticing the Stop Bory shirts over there. Thank you. And if there's no further items, then I'll declare the Infrastructure Planning Environment Committee closed, the time being 5:49 p.m. I now invite Councillor Wells to chair the Culture and Community Committee. Thank you.
Thank you. I now open the May 26 Culture and Community Committee meeting, the time being 5:50 p.m. Moving on to 2.2, the CC conflicts of interest. Are there any conflicts of interest for this matter? As there are none, we will continue on. 2.3, CC matters considered by committees. There were no matters considered, so we will move on to 2.4. CCC reports from staff. 2.41 is the, I'm going to get this pronunciation possibly wrong, so it is Yayoi Kusama exhibition attendance. So the next item in 2.4.1, do I have a councillor to move the motion in the business papers, please? Thank you, Councillor Cowley. And a seconder, Councillor Chowdhury. Councillor Cowley, would you like to speak to your motion?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I need to thank Director Craig Arms and his team for the excellent report, and to urge my fellow councillors, all of whom I'm sure will have visited the Yayoi Kusama exhibition. But if you haven't done so, please do so. It's fantastic. And such a coup that we have it, and anybody who's listening at home, or for those playing along at home, please go and have a look, and avail yourselves of the guides who are there to explain the installation. It's a fascinating story, and I cannot commend the program highly enough, not only for the number of people it's bringing through the doors, but for the aha moments that I've personally witnessed thanks to the guides being able to explain exactly what it all means. So watch this space. I would love to see more of that if somewhere down the track the budget allows, but congratulations all round.
Thank you, Councillor Cowley. Are there any other comments or matters? None. As there are none, I will have one comment. I would agree 100% with Councillor Cowley. It is an amazing exhibition, and it's here until 2027. And to see in the report the attendance, it's great to see that. And hopefully, as Councillor Cowley said, it would be really good to promote more people to go along and see that pretty cool exhibition. Could I have governance? Yes, that's it. Thank you. Vote, please. And is Richard. Councillor Ivey? Thank you. I declare that carried. This is short but sweet. So closure of the Culture and Community meeting. As there are no further items, I declare that the Culture and Community closed, time being 5:53 p.m. And now invite Councillor Richardson up to do the next committee. I think that's a record. Thank you.
I now open the May 2026 Corporate Services Committee meeting, the time being 5:54 p.m. Item 3.2, any conflicts of interest. Does anyone have any conflicts of interest to declare? There being none, we'll move on. Item 3.3 is matters considered by committees. There were no matters considered by committees, so we'll move on to the next one. Item 3.4 is reports from staff. Item 3.4.1, investment under Section 625 of the Local Government Act, April 2026. Do I have a councillor to move the motion in the business papers? Councillor Chowdhury, seconded by Councillor Toynton. Councillor Chowdhury, would you like to speak to that motion?
No, I'm good, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Okay. Any further debate? There being none, could governance please open the voting? Councillor Ivey. I'll now close the voting and the motion's passed unanimously. Item 3.4.2, monthly reporting snapshot for councillors, April 2026. Do I have a councillor to move the motion in the business paper? Councillor Toynton, seconded by Councillor Chowdhury. Councillor Toynton, would you like to speak to the motion?
No, thank you, Madam Chair.
Any further debate? There being none, I'll ask governance to open the... Sorry, Councillor Ivey?
Sorry, Madam Chair, I wasn't sure whether I was at the right thing. But just within the reports, there's always lots of useful information in there. Again, I know I've referred to it before, but I think it just needs hammering home every time, is that the Wellington Caves accommodation complex, which is it's a fantastic resource. It's in a lovely location and it's very good. And in March and April, I noticed it had either 26 or 28% occupancy rate, and that's just not good enough. I mean, if we were a business, we'd be going broke. And so I know we've had a report into the operation of the caves complex, but I just think we need to revisit that at some stage and just see why such a fantastic, potentially fantastic resource has an occupancy of an average of 27% over the busy months of the year.
Is there a question in there, Councillor Ivey, or just a statement? Just a statement. Okay, thank you. Any further comments or statements? Councillor Butler?
Yeah, just facility performance for the visitors, for the visitor centres. I'm just looking, so this is on page, oh goodness, 10, I think. It talks about the visitor centres. It looks like the Dubbo Visitor Centre visitors by month has fallen off a cliff when you compare it to previous years. Is there a... It's closed due to painting. Okay. So they have got some figures here though for April and March and February. So how long's it been? All right. So how long's it been closed for painting?
To the GM.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and through to Ms Brown.
Thank you for the question, and through you, Madam Chair. So the centre was closed during February for painting. March and April's figures are mostly aligned to the dual impacts that we're seeing on tourism across Western New South Wales of the Great Western Highway closure and also fuel prices. So unfortunately, we're not seeing the visitation that we would normally enjoy at this time of year, particularly as we start to move into that period where grey nomads are out and about, which is very disappointing, but it's not any different to a lot of other tourism businesses across this area, and that's something that we continue to make representations on for our businesses out here.
Oh, thank you for that. That's a good explanation. Thank you.
Any further debate, councillors? No. Councillor Toynton, did you want a right of reply?
No, thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. There being no further comments, I'll get governance to open the voting. I'll now close the voting and the motion's passed unanimously. Item 3.4.3, land classification, lots 1 and 2, DP 749328, 93 Simpson Street, Wellington, Renewable Energy Awareness and Career Training Centre. Could I have a councillor to move the motion in the business papers, please? And seconded, Councillor Wright. Councillor Cowley, sorry, my bad. Councillor Cowley, would you like to speak to the motion?
Oh, no, thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Any further debate, councillors? Councillor Wright?
Just a quick question with respect to the notification period. Just public notification provisions says after completion of that. Just what's the time frame on that?
Through the GM?
Thank you, and through you, Madam Chair. Don't have that in front of me at the moment, Councillor Wright, but I can certainly get that out to you for the council meeting.
Any further question or debate? There being none, I'll ask governance to open the voting. I'll close the voting and the motion's passed unanimously. Item 3.4.4, rescission of council policy, application and inquiries relating to events including protests, demonstrations and special events on the road network. Could I have a councillor to move the motion in the business papers? Councillor Cowley, seconded Councillor Ryan. Councillor Cowley, would you like to speak to that motion?
Thank you, Madam Chair. This was this came up at the October meeting of the Traffic Forum, which I wasn't. I handed the reins to Councillor Twinton, who was ably conducted the meeting. But the discussion was minuted around the fact that council has no jurisdiction to approve protests and demonstrations, which is the remit of the police. So council would only get involved if the organisers wanted to have post or pre-event gatherings. But my question would be, why did we have this policy in the first place? And can we just confirm on the record that this in no way impacts or restricts the public's ability to apply for or conduct demonstrations or protests, just to get that on the record?
Thank you. Through the GM.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and through to Ms Rouse.
Through you, Madam Chair, the policy came about as a result of a notice of motion. The notice of motion was in 2018. The policy was then adopted in early 2019. I don't believe that we have ever actually used this to deny anything, because we have the local traffic committee and its function, and obviously it's the police's area of jurisdiction. So I don't believe we've ever used it. I can confirm that at the council meeting if you like.
Thank you. It's an operational thing, obviously. My question was more around why we had the policy, what shifted.
Through the GM.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, and through to Ms Rouse.
Yeah.
I would take that on notice. It was before my time. I'm not sure. So.
Thank you.
Now I've been promoted. Any further questions or debate? Councillor Butler?
Yes, so just clarification really. So it seems that the only place that council would get involved is pre or post demonstration, post protest. In regards to the parks, I think is how it was worded. If you're doing, like, say, a gathering, is that already covered by council policy in that sense? By other applications for public gatherings, so to speak? Yeah, thank you.
Through the GM.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Yes, it is. So the rescission of this policy doesn't have any effect on the other policies that we have for the hire of open space. So we've got processes for that. So that would just still continue.
Yes, that hence my question. Thank you.
Any further debate or questions? There being none, I'll ask governance to open the voting. Councillor Ivy's hand. I'll now close the voting and the motion's been passed unanimously. Confidential matters, item 4.1, IPEC confidential matters. The next items for consideration are deemed to be confidential. Under Section 10A of the Local Government Act, the next item being 4.1.1 has been identified as likely to be discussed in a closed session of council. Can I now have someone move us into confidential session to deal with the confidential item? Councillor Chowdhury seconded. Councillor Ivy. We had no applications from members of the public to make their presentations regarding whether the meeting should be closed to the public. Do any members in the public in the public gallery have any comments to make regarding the proposal to hear this item in a closed session? I will now open the electronic voting. I'll now close the voting. The motion was passed unanimously, and we will move into closed session, the time being 6:06 p.m. The streaming will now be turned off, and any members of the public will be asked to leave the chamber. The chamber will be reopened and the live stream restarted after deliberations on these matters, with the resolutions to be made public. Please stop the streaming. Welcome back. I'll now ask the Governance Officer to play the resolutions from the confidential session. Do you want to bring it up? Okay. We're just going to go back to item 3.4.3, the land classification, lots 1 and 2, DP7 49328, 93 Simpson Street, Wellington, the Renewable Energy Awareness and Career Training Centre. Councillor Wright actually had a question, which we have the answer for, so I'll hand on to the GM.
Thank you. And through you, Madam Chair, I'll go through to Ms. Brown.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just to, apologies, Councillor Wright, I misunderstood your question. In relation to the public notification period for this, we had that public notification for this proposed classification of the property. We advertised on our website and Your Say, and public notices paid between the 23rd of March and the 20th of April of this year. And during this period, no submissions or objections were received.
Does that answer your question, Councillor Wright?
Thank you, Ms. Brown, for that clarification here.
Good. Okay. Right. There are no further items for consideration of the standing committees, and I declare the meeting closed, the time being 6:21 p.m. Web streaming has now been completed. Thank you for your attendance. Please stop the web streaming.